Hey guys, last night we brought you the results from the fingers. 3 of the groups did the fingers. 2 groups were meant to do the train pull. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a mishap with the train pull, which meant the event got delayed. We were extremely tired, so we went to bed, woke up to the results today of the change of event, which became the train push. 2 groups did this, group 2 and 3.
Yes.
So we'll get straight into the results from group 2 first.
So in group 2, this has really switched things up. So Johnny Hansen won the event. Now he was in last place in the group with just 3 points. Now he's in contention for, being eligible to do the stone off in the very least.
Oh, he's really pulled himself back into the contest now, which will be music to the ears of the Swedish fans out there that have all been supporting him. They've all been saying how good he is. Didn't have a great start, but he's really pulled himself back into the competition now.
Yeah. And it's quite remarkable when you think he was pulling or attempting to pull that train for a full minute. So he's exerted himself beyond, what some of the other guys would have had to, yet he still went and won the push.
Yeah.
So as a, competitor yourself, does truck pull translate to truck push in terms of the skills used? Would you expect the top guys at that to also be good at a truck push?
Yeah, you would. It's the same kind of muscle groups. Body weight helps, and Johnny's a big guy as well. And if you're good at truck pulling, normally it's the same kind of leg drive. The difference obviously with a pull is you pull on the rope, but the leg power needed, the hip position, very, very similar. So you tend to find guys that are good at a truck pull will be good at a truck push as well. It's not I think a lot of people will probably say, oh, this is a real big change, because obviously it was announced as a train pull. And it's always frustrating when there is a change, but in terms of changes, it's not. I really don't think it would affect the results too much.
Okay. So then we had Trey Mitchell coming second, Tom Stoltman coming third, Evan Singleton fourth, and Mark Felix fifth.
Yeah, Mark, after his good start, wouldn't have wanted that result.
No.
But it's made this group extremely competitive now.
Yes.
Tom is still in the lead, I think, on 12 points. A little bit ahead of everyone else. He's in a good position. He's got a couple of decent events to come. And he's got that confidence of worst case, he's going to be in the stone off. But the battle for the rest of them is now really hot up.
It's narrowed, hasn't it?
Yeah, Mark's kind of lost a good few points there. Johnny Hansen has pulled himself back into contention. Trey Mitchell as well will be very, very pleased to have got himself back into the contest, particularly with, I think, the front hold and the overhead as the next 2 events.
Evan is not going.
I'm not sure. I've heard.
As well
I don't know if this is true, but I've heard rumours that he might be ill. Now, I don't want to make excuses for him because I'm not there and I don't know. I've not spoken to him, but he's underperforming from what we would expect him to be able to do. So, I would guess something's up. And like I said, I don't want to make excuses for him, but from the performances I've seen in the past to what he's done this week, probably not as good as maybe we would have expected.
Yeah, and we've since found out also that Chris van der Linde, who withdrew from group 4, he wasn't injured and it's not COVID related, but he withdrew because he's ill.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's to do with maybe
heat?
just the heat,
Yeah.
the
vegan
exhaustion.
burgers.
Let's not go down that route. But just competing in that kind of heat, particularly for a lot of the guys, it's something that they're not used to. And then having to wait around a lot, your diet's a little bit different. I'm not talking about the vegan burgers, but just timing wise, being able to eat when you're used to.
Dehydration's a real risk in these sort of situations, isn't it?
Very, very much. So if you think they were told they would do this truck pull at a certain time, train pull, and then there was a 4-hour delay. So things like that do affect athletes and, get into people's heads. And it's being able to stay calm under pressure and then switch on when you need to. But after 3 events now, the group is hotting up. It's getting exciting going into the last day with the overhead medley and the pickaxe hold.
So group 3 then, and I'm going to get this right, Ethor Ingolfsson Melstead.
Smashed it.
As did he in the truck push, taking 5 points and the win.
That's big points for Ethor. He's not the biggest guy in the world, and he's really impressed us this last year. We saw him in Bahrain, really had improved a lot. Obviously won Iceland's Strongest Man recently, and this is a big event win for him. He needed the points. It's pushed him into second place overall. It was split seconds between him and Robert Oberst.
Yes, and 4 points for Robert is exactly what he needed after the squat yesterday.
Yeah, he would have been disappointed to zero on the squat, particularly with the fact that you get no points for the zero. 1 rep would have got him 2 points,
Yes.
put him in a much stronger position. But he's come back, he's got a couple of good events tomorrow as well with the overhead. And looking at the way he's built, and I've said this before, the front hold is one of the hardest events to really predict.
Yeah.
But he's got big, strong shoulders. You would expect him to do well on that event. But it's made this group competitive as well. I mean, go through the points now.
Very interesting. So JF took 3rd in that event, and then Mikhail Shivlikov was 4th. So now we've got 12, 10, 9, 9. So 3 guys very much in contention to do the stone off if the points didn't change. Obviously, we've still got 2 events to
I'll tell you
go.
what as well, I mean, as much as I love JF, the overhead and the front hold, perhaps, they're not bankers for him by any means. So any one of these guys could end up winning the group, end up in the stone off. I mean, you've got 4 guys battling for essentially 3 places.
Yeah.
And they're all fairly close. I mean, even Shivlikov, he's on 9 points at the moment. Shivlikov is very good overhead.
Yeah.
He's an absolute warrior when it comes to pain and fighting through things. So
it's going to be exciting, this group, right to the very end, I feel.
It really is. That some of these groups now are really hotting up going into the last day. A couple of them have kind of, there's a few athletes that do look like they've stretched away and some of the others. But most of them are getting quite exciting. For someone that isn't a fan of the groups, I guess, essentially, there has been some entertaining battles going on.
There has. So as you can see on the screen now, we have the current standings going into today's events, and everyone's doing the same thing today, aren't they? So
yeah, 3 events today, but the 2 events that everyone's doing are the overhead medley and the pickaxe front hold.
So we're expecting it to be quite a long day, aren't we? And but it's going to be exciting. To think this is all going to be decided today is quite nerve-wracking. I don't know why I get so nervous.
It's weird to go from 1 event yesterday, then there's potentially 3 today. That obviously only a few athletes from each group will end up doing the stone off, but there's still so much to play for in some of these groups. We really don't have a clue who's going to be into the final yet. No. It's going to be a battle. The guys are going to be nervous, excited, I guess, as well.
I'm nervous. I'm just sat here watching a spreadsheet.
Yeah, we'll be staying up late tonight for this one. We'll make sure we bring you the results as and when we can. But let us know who you guys think are going to get through. It's really hotting up. Who do you feel, looking at the groups right now, who are you going to pick?
I think Brian wins Group 1. Maxime wins the stone off in Group 1. I think in Group 2, Tom wins the group, Trey wins the stone off. In Group 3, I don't know that JF wins the group anymore. I think there's a I don't know. That's actually hardest.
It's getting hard.
A really hard one to call, yeah.
You got 4 guys battling it out that all could potentially still win the group.
Yeah.
And who knows who wins the stone off between any of them.
Definitely. That one's too hard. I think Konstantin will win Group 4. Then I think Adam will win the stone off. Group 5 is absolutely ridiculous. I still think Alexi's going to win the group because I think he's going to win the overhead medley and I think he will die trying with the pickaxe. Then I think Luke wins the stones.
I can't disagree with that. I think that's some good picks.
Yeah.
But anything can happen, as we know. We'll be back later with the results, guys. Have an awesome day. We'll see you soon. While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.